well-dressed, polite, sitting in seat 18C drinking bourbon and soda, chain-smoking, and watching the clouds pass outside the window. But he was no ordinary passenger. It was November 24th, 1971. The day before, Thanksgiving, Flight 305 was making its short trip from Portland to Seattle. Among the 36 passengers, one man gave his name as Dan Cooper. He paid in cash. No luggage. Nothing suspicious. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to the flight attendant. She didn't read it at first, assuming it was just a phone number, but he leaned in and whispered, "Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here we share real stories involving money, greed, and financial crimes." "Miss, I have a bomb. You'd better read it," she did. And what she read would trigger one of the most legendary investigations in U.S. history. The note demanded $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. If his demands weren't met, he'd blow up the plane. Authorities complied. The flight circled Seattle for 2 hours while the money and parachutes were gathered. When they landed, the passengers were released unharmed. Only the crew remained. Cooper got his money, the parachutes, and gave new instructions. Fly to Mexico City, low altitude, landing gear down, flaps at 15 degrees. No sudden moves. Then, somewhere over southern Washington, in the freezing dark, Cooper opened the rear stairs. He took the money, strapped on a parachute, and leapt into the night. He was never seen again. The FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in American history. Helicopters, planes, tracking dogs, foot patrols. They searched forests, rivers, mountains. No body, no parachute, no trace of Cooper. For years, hundreds of suspects were investigated. None could be definitively linked. The case became a national obsession. In 1980, nearly a decade later, a young boy camping near the Columbia River found 3 bundles of rotting $20 bills. They matched the serial numbers of the ransom, but the mystery only deepened. Why bury the money? Was it a decoy? Had Cooper died in the fall? Or did he survive, leaving behind the bundles to confuse investigators? Theories ran wild. Some claimed he was a paratrooper, trained in survival. Others said he fled to Canada. Some believed he lived a quiet life in the suburbs, watching documentaries about himself. Over 45 years passed. In 2016, the FBI officially closed the case, but Cooper had already become something more than a criminal. He was a legend, a man who pulled off the impossible. No guns, no deaths, just a plan, precision, and silence. He hijacked a plane, took the money, and vanished. No name, no trail, no end. And maybe that's exactly what he wanted.